A pleasant day, everyone. We are the Group 3 reporters, and today we are going to tackle our assigned task. Everyone, may you lend your ears as we start our discussion, and I am hoping that you will give your full attention on this matter. To formally start, I want to introduce myself first. This is Chu Hannah Rose, the first reporter. Before to begin our formal discussion, let's have first an introductory activity. So the main objectives of this activity is you are going to guess the picture of what does that image implies or refers to. By the way, that particular image has something to do with our topic today. And as you can see, there are particular objects that conveys a hidden word. Now, all you have to do is to identify and analyze of what does the word of that corresponding images. All you need to do is to form a word out of that pictures. So for the first image, what do you think is the answer?
On cultural values.
Okay, it is cultural values. How about the second image?
Sociological theory.
Okay, very good. Sociological theory. How about this picture?
Kanang entrepreneurship.
Okay, entrepreneurship. The fourth image?
Belief.
Yes, it is belief. And the last image?
Customs.
Okay, very good. So, with that given activity, our topic this morning has something to do with the theory of sociological entrepreneurship. It is a universal fact that entrepreneurship is an important factor in economic development. And talking about an entrepreneur, he or she is a risk bearer and works under uncertainty. Now, to open up the discussion this morning, sociological theory are different from other theories because they tend to analyze entrepreneurial activities from the standpoint of social context and corresponding processes and effects. And you know what, guys? Various entrepreneurship theories have been proposed by the scholars over different periods of time that aid in the process of development of the field of entrepreneurship. And one of it is the sociological theory of entrepreneurship. So, what is sociological theory of entrepreneurship? According to the definition, it is a concept that proposes that secondary sources of entrepreneurship development are sociological factors. And some of the sociological factors include attitudes and values that impact the entrepreneurial supply in a community. So, according to this concept, the sociological factors are the secondary source of entrepreneurship development. The identifying feature of sociological entrepreneurship theories is that they focus on the social context of entrepreneurship development, like focus sa attitudes and values that highly impacted on the community. So, the field of entrepreneurship, by the way, can be traced back to the Industrial Revolution, where entrepreneurial activity marked the rise of innovation that eventually promotes social change all over the world. So, simply speaking, sociological theories basically focuses on social context of entrepreneurship behavior within the society. So that is all about sociological theory of entrepreneurship. Now let's proceed to the two major approaches. So the first approach is we have here the classical approach and the other one is the modern approach. So classical approach is it summarizes the works of Weber and Marx including a certain limitations and examples. On the other hand, modern approach, it deals with a theory such as Hazlitt's theory, McClelland's theory, Cochrane's theory, and Schumpeter's theory. So these theories are influenced by both sociology as well as other fields such as economics, psychology, cultural studies, and etc. Although classical sociology such as Max Weber and Karl Marx did not extensively theorize the act of entrepreneurship, but their works do possess mention of how the entrepreneurial activity was a driving force of social change in earlier times. Now let's go on to the first theory of classical approach to entrepreneurship is the theory of social change by Max Weber. So Max Weber was a German sociologist in the early 1900s. He attributed the spread of entrepreneurial activity to the ethical attitudes of a particular community. Moreover, this theory also explains how religion is intertwined with the act of entrepreneurship. So according to Weber, an individual's interest in certain economic activities is determined by the ethical values that they have been taught by their community. Here, makita jud nato that religion plays an extremely important role in deciding economic behavior. So from the given statement, it denotes that Max Weber contended that entrepreneurial growth is dependent upon ethical value system of the societies concerned. So, the central figure of this theory provides an analysis of religion and its impact on entrepreneurial culture. So that was all about the theory of social change by Max Weber. And now let's proceed to the second theory of classical approach to entrepreneurship is the theory of capitalism by Karl Marx. So Marx classified the entrepreneur as the elite capitalist who appropriates profit and exploits labor through economic mechanisms. So according to Marx, the entrepreneur sets up a production process and aims to maximization of profits. However, he is not deserving of the surplus value that is generated from the process, since the source entity of that profit is a wage worker who has been exploited in the equation. So, kung atong tugion or sabton ang whole statement, Marx thus inadvertently vilifies all those who claim to be entrepreneurs. Marx's critique of the capitalist system is very evident in his works, and of course, his theory explains the driving force behind a large number of up and coming entrepreneurial organizations across the globe. Additionally, for Marx also, capitalism is a social order characterized by two conditions. And what are these conditions? Things, or gitawag na to commodities, are produced for sale in order to make a profit. So for sale, it is not for immediate use. It is not for consumption. For profit, it is not according to custom. It is not according to a need. It is not according to tradition, or it is not according to maintain a fixed standard of living. So, that is a theory of capitalism by Karl Marx. And now, let's move on to the first theory of modern approach to entrepreneurship is gitawag na to the theory or Hoslet's theory of leadership. So, Hoslet's defined entrepreneurship as majorly an act of leadership and control. He disagrees with the traditional Marxist approach, asserting that maximization of profits comes secondary in the act of entrepreneurship, while the primary factor is leadership style and management technique. According to Hoslet's, most entrepreneurs hail from a particular social class. So Hoslet's theory of leadership kay kani nga class is usually endowed with generational wealth and power, which further leads to training and development of leadership skills in individuals belonging to that particular class. Therefore, according to Hoslet's sociological, it is sociocultural factors such as class and community play an important role in determining the extent to which an individual will engage in entrepreneurial activity. Another one, entrepreneurship, according ni Hoslet's, is a function of managerial skills and leadership. Business also requires finance, but that is of secondary importance. So he further explains that a person who is to become an industrial entrepreneur must have more than the drive to earn profits and amass wealth. So in this process, he has to show his ability to lead and manage. In business, there are generally three types of leadership. Natay gitawag nga merchant money lenders, managers, and entrepreneurs. So in practice, money lenders are market-oriented and managers are authority-oriented. But entrepreneurs have, in addition to this, a production orientation. So in this context, it is important to note that making profit is not enough to succeed in entrepreneurship. Haslett opined that entrepreneurship can develop in a society where its culture permits a variety of choices and where social processes kay not rigid, no. The social conditions should ensure the development of enterprise-oriented personalities. And mauna siya ang theory ni Haslett in terms of leadership, no. And next one is we have here Max Leland's need for achievement theory. So this theory takes into account psychological factors that impact economic behavior. According to David McClelland, entrepreneurial activity is characterized by innate needs that eventually determine the extent to which an individual will engage in entrepreneurship. So these needs are the need for achievement, the need for power, and the need for affiliation. So, siguro kay kanang nakafamiliar naman ta ni Steve Jobs. So for everybody's information, si Steve Jobs is he is the CEO of Apple Incorporation, and he was known to have a high need for achievement, so much so that he always chased perfection. So other successful entrepreneurs frequently stress on the importance of high drive and passion in entrepreneurial setups. In this context, McClelland tries to find the internal factors like human values and motivates that lead man to exploit opportunities to take advantage of favorable trade conditions. So that is why he gives importance to the innovative characteristics of entrepreneurial rule. So the entrepreneur is concerned with the need for achievement. So the need for achievement is somewhat as called as a desire to do well, not so much for the sake of social recognition or prestige, but for the sake of an inner feeling of personal accomplishment. So this motive is called as the kanang dunay kanang tendency to strive for success in situations involving an evaluation of one's performance in relation to some standard of excellence. So people having high need for achievement are more likely to succeed as entrepreneurs. Now, let's move on to the third theory of modern approach to entrepreneurship. So, ang gitawag natong theory ni Coach Franz. Kisama ni si Coach Franz. Sa man niyang theory, it is a cultural theory of entrepreneurship. So Thomas Cochran emphasized the significance of cultural values in both the attitudes of entrepreneurs as well as investors. According to him, entrepreneurs are influenced by how their culture views certain factors of their occupation, such as risk-taking attitudes and difficulty level of career development. So, definitely, Cochran emphasizes cultural values, role expectations, and social sanctions as the key elements that determine the supply of entrepreneurs. According to him, an entrepreneur is neither a supernormal individual nor a deviant person, but somehow they represent the society's model personality. So, ang performance ni Coach Rans is nag-refer sa niya sa culture, and it is influenced by the three factors. First, his own attitudes towards his occupation. Second, the rule expectations held by sanctioning groups. And the last but not the least is the operational requirements of the job. So in this context, society's values are the most important determinant of the attitudes and rule expectations. So this would be the end of my discussion, and I do hope that you acquired lots of information in this topic. So now I will give you to the next reporter, Edeline Canteveros.